stay. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Well, I don't know why you came here tonight. I got a feeling that something is wrong. Guess I'm scared of jumping down on my chair. And I wonder how I get down the stairs. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am. Good evening, everyone. It's a phone stream tonight. A phone stream that might turn into a desktop stream because my battery is not fully charged, so it may be a short phone stream and then a short desktop. I don't really know. I don't really know. So I've done something kind of regrettable. But rather than try and be a sneaky snake and hide it, I guess I'll just show you guys. So there's not questions about it. I had a momentary lapse of self-control and bought myself a pack of cigarettes. I know. Trust me, I'm every bit as disappointed in myself as all of you are. I know, bad move, but whatever. If we never slip and fall down, we don't know what it means to stand. Isn't that a great excuse? Aren't you sold on my excuse now? We shouldn't have had that stream last night. Too bad it was a good stream. What's a pack run, y'all, in Louisiana? I don't even know. I think it was like $7 or some shit. It might have been less. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention. Every stream is a good stream. Yeah. You got a point there, Jawan. You tell these fools. Nah, they're not American spirits, dude. I got my old brand. My old tried and true brand. The Marlboro Light. Well, I guess I started on reds, and then I smoked like 27s, which I think became mediums. And then I smoked lights for the last few years of my smoking habit. Momentary lapse of accountability. I was out today, and I'm out of, like, I'm not out, but I'm super low on, like, vape juice and shit, right? And when I went out and about, it was a little bit too, like, it was too late to go to the vape shops around here. They're all closed. I had enough to probably get me through tonight, but I would have had to, like, nurse it, you know what I mean? And I was just driving past a gas station, and I whipped in there. It was, like, almost automatic. I just whipped in. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll go grab some juice tomorrow. I'll be right back on the wagon. Like I said, if all I do, you know, during this breakup that's inadvisable is buy a pack of cigarettes and smoke it to the head and regret it. I think I'm doing pretty good. In comparison to my other breakups, I think I'm doing pretty good. The Marlboros seduce everyone. I don't know anyone who doesn't like a Marlboro. I don't know if you realize this, but cigarettes are bad for you. Yeah, they are. You're right. I quit. I quit for 10 minutes. You think you'll ever be able to kick the nick? I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely the most... Oh, God. What have I done? Get back in there, you. You don't need to slip out. You need to stay right where you're at. Okay. I shouldn't have touched that. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely have never quite struggled with an addiction like it. Yeah. I've been warned from multiple sources that single life can be kind of dangerous. The accountability gap, you know. The accountability gap is real. Marlboro sucks. I mean, yeah. Look, everybody's got their brand, you know. The reason that people say Marlboro sucks is because they dip them in all kinds of chemicals and shit. Formaldehyde and stuff to make them taste good. And people think that that is a sign of a bad cigarette. But really, for me, it's a sign of a good cigarette. You know what I mean? The more chemically it is, the better it tastes to me. At least you aren't going to strip clubs. How do you know that? See? You guys pissed off the frogs. What do you got to say to yourself? Those are leopard frogs. Some of my favorite denizens of the swamp. I didn't know about them until I moved here. They're not as mad as you are. You're mad as hell. Oh, shit. Well, I'm probably going to get in trouble from multiple different angles for smoking. I was just going to keep it pointed at the woods and smoke away tonight. But, you know, I don't know, dude. I'm not a sneaky snake. I like my foibles to play out in public, you know. Even if I don't learn from them, maybe someone will. Clowns to the left of me. Jokers to the right. You're your own man. Who can tell you anything? Oh, come on, smoke perp. You know that doesn't really exist. I'm just smoking to look cool. Yeah. You're right. I'm not addicted to the nicotine. I'm addicted to looking cool. A momentary lapse of reason, yeah. That's what I'm calling it too. Be back in the saddle again tomorrow. Six years of no smoking ruined. It's longer than that for me. Well, I mean, this isn't the first little relapse that I've had. I don't smoke that other stuff, dude. Just tobacco. Yeah, I bought a pack in LA. That was last year. Interestingly enough, relationship problems at that time too. Crazy, crazy. Crazy times call for crazy measures. Is that vodka in the cup? No, but I kind of wish it was now. I kind of wish that it were. What's the worst cigarette you've had? I don't know, dude. I don't chronicle shit like that. If it's the worst I ever had, I probably don't remember it. All cigs are good, yeah. I agree. I never met one I didn't like. A cig's for a cig. A cig's a cig for the most part. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know, it's stupid. It's gross too. Like all of the reasons why it's gross come flooding back when you haven't smoked for a while and then you pick up a pack. Like when I stop, I still have that air of smoking stench around me. It's just no bueno. Not something I should be doing. Not something I should be doing. You guys hold on a second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some other smoking materials. Go in, bud. Come out here with me. You gonna come out here or are you gonna go back inside? The choice, my friend, is up to you. Wish we could see chair. No, you don't. Chair doesn't like you. Oh. Dare you to throw the cigs off the porch. Nah. I'll pass on that dare. Heard a study recently that said smoking cigarettes at night will actually add 4 or 5 years to your life. Cool. Cool. Who's unblocking people? I want to know. I want names. I didn't green light any unblocks. Should do a review of your 2011 Fiesta, Paul. No thanks. I'll pass. Who's nicer, Fred Rogers or Bob Ross? I don't know, dude. Whoa. Yang Gang. Doctors recommend a nightly cigaretto. Let me go turn on the lights. Turn on the lights, Connor. Let's turn on the lights. Wait. Oh, dude, my porch light is blown out. Shitty. Okay. Alright, well, let's get creative. Handyman Paul is on the case. Get your bone? Handyman Paul is here to save the day. Dead bulb out. Excuse me. Good bulb in. Hey, there we go. There we go. Here we go again on my own. Going down the only road I've ever known. Cool. Making a lot of Highdeologies lately. Why? Are you just having fun making them? Not complaining though, I'm enjoying them. I guess, yeah. I'm on a roll. You know? I'm on a roll. You're my best friend. Okay. Okie dokie. No regrets. Yeah, dude. Zero regrets. I have not seen the new Tarantino movie. I love the assumption that I'm just out there on the release date of all these movies. Paul! What up? Hey, Paul, what do you think of the more recent Family Guy past couple of years? Has it declined in your opinion? I don't know. I don't know. Most unsettling movie you've watched? Unsettling? Jacob's Ladder is pretty unsettling. You heard something about Sigs? These people, you know how they are. You know how they are over here. They're trolling. They're trolling you. I'm telling you pork pies they are. Who narked, dude? That's what I want to know. Who narked? That's the question. Paul getting some cigarettes. Yeah, dude, I haven't smoked in a long time. Give me a break. Give me a break, dude. Look, here's my excuse. I survived the last 2 months of my life, okay? Can I get a pack of cigarettes for my trouble? I know you can rewind. I know. I'm fessing up. I'm just, I say no. Uh, I mean, there was a time when that no was enforceable, and, you know, that time is gone. Nothing wrong with smoking cigarettes, yeah. We literal, we literally talked about this last night. I know. I know, dude. That should have been a red flag to everybody that I was admitting that I was that close to doing it. Today was the day. I don't know what to tell you. These frogs are awesome. Oh yeah, dude. That's true. That's true. Ashley and everyone concerned about my smoking. I'm the Berenstein universe, Paul. So you don't even have to worry about it. I swapped. I have gone down the amount of nick in my vape, but that might be why I went and got cigarettes today. I'm a little bit volatile right now. I can, I won't make excuses for it, and I won't deny it. I'm a little bit volatile right now. I'm slightly impulsive right now. Evil twin Paul, yes. Yeah, dude, I'm not Paul. I'm Paul's evil twin, Luop. You never met me. You never met Luop. Luop doesn't put up with no shit. Smoke perp, quoting some whatchacalls is what's that? Is that stupid band name again? Oh yeah, Limp Bizkit. Limp Bizkit. I haven't seen the new Tarantino movie. Like the 14th time I've said so. Paul, you need to take all the extra time you have now and become an official gym rat. No, thank you. No, thank you. Like, there may be some gym time in my future, but a gym rat I shall not be. Limp Biscuit. Just keep rolling. Just keep rolling. Get swole. I don't really want to be swole. I just like to be healthier, said Paul as he smokes. As he stares at the pack of cigarettes he bought today. Tarantino questions are bannable now. Oh, shit. Damn. Fucking... Dude, Asbestos Fingers is not fucking around tonight. No, that's Otello. Never mind. It's Otello that's doing it. Where are all the chat thoughts? Paul needs some booty. No. You don't understand, bro. You're not picking up what I'm putting down. I need my 40 years in the desert. I need a dry spell. Get my head straight. Quit cigarettes again. You know what I mean? Dirty D. You got your bone? You gonna get your bone? Wanna bring your bone or no? I guess your bone is staying in there. I guess your bone is staying in there. Mocha cigarette. Mocha cigarette. Mocha cigarette. Mocha cigarette. Do you think women smoking can be sexy? It depends. It can be. It usually isn't, but it can be. If I'm not careful, TJ's still holding up with the smoking. I'm pretty sure he has. But I don't know. See, with TJ, you never quite know. Especially if you're not living with him. It's like when I was living with TJ, he'd quit, but you know what I mean? I would still see the remnants and smell the remnants of smoking. Have you ever seen the interior of a car where someone blew their head off in? What? No, have you, Carmelo? Is that part of your... Is that what you do for a living? The French are coming. Hide the weapons. Kill the Marquis. So what do you guys want to talk about tonight? Huh? Come on, let's get a topic. Don't make me invoke Order 66 this early in the stream. I don't want to have to do it, but I will. It's been needed. It's been very necessary lately. Paul's living the good life. Meanwhile, I need to go to a Korean church in 15 minutes. You don't need to go. You're going by choice to please, presumably, other people, because you sound like you don't want to be there. Take responsibility for what you do. Yeah. Like, what makes you think that you have to go to that Korean church? Like, unless you're a kid and you're being dragged there by your family. Like, if you're a kid that doesn't have autonomy, but even if you're a kid, you can fucking... Like, what can they really do if you just refuse to go? You know what I mean? So you don't have to go. You choose to go. Talking about the church. Which church? There's a lot of churches. I don't really know which one is the church to you. A church, the church, my church, your church. I guess I don't need to, but my wife and her parents would be sad if I didn't, and we might argue. I mean, sounds like to me you've got an imbalance. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever drag your wife and her parents to shit they don't want to be at? Like, are they paying you back in kind? Is what I'm asking. Like, they drag your ass to Korean church. Do you get to pick them all up and take them to something that they all hate but you love? If not, it sounds like you have an imbalance in your relationships that probably should be addressed, because all of the arguing that would go on if you skipped church tonight is a reflection of the angst that's already there in an imbalanced relationship. You already have people that are asserting control over your life in a way that they shouldn't be. I would never take another human being and force them to be in a place under any circumstances, ever. Because I wouldn't want that done to me. I don't want anybody coming over here and telling me, you have to go here, you got to go do this, you got to go to this church, you got to go over here and do that. Oh, dude, I can't imagine how boring Mormon church must be. I bet it's horrible. I bet it's horrible. Have you ever stolen anything? I don't think I've stolen anything like purposefully. I've like pocketed stuff at places that I work, like pins. Like I used to quote unquote steal Sharpies from Starbucks all the time, but I think every Starbucks employee has like a giant bundle of Sharpies with rubber bands wrapped around it, you know what I mean? So, but no, I've never like actually like gone into a store, looked around, grabbed something that wasn't mine, pocketed it, and walked out. I've never taken something of somebody else's out of their house. Nah. I bet if I had a shotgun, this would stop. Like I bet if I just let off a bird shot round or whatever, just into the sky, that would go silent. What do you think? A pop cap gun, you think? I don't know. It seems to come in waves. Do you think the current generation treats depression as something that makes them unique and interesting? I always see people make these pity party posts on social media, and it gives me that impression. I mean, I kind of know what you're talking about, and I think it's kind of a reflection of the fact that we're only now reaching a point where mental illness is starting to become accepted and like widely recognized as something that's real. You know what I mean? And so there might be a tendency for people to romanticize having it now because it's like being gay. In the 80s and 90s, it was like one of the worst fucking things that could happen to you. Like to be a gay person at that time was just, and before, obviously. You start hitting the mid to late 90s, the acceptance movement starts to pick up, and now you reach where we are now, and gay marriage is legalized federally, and you know what I mean? So I have a feeling that there is a little bit of that going on. Like people tend to romanticize mental illness, and of course, kids want to be seen as unique and special, and oh, I'm this, I'm that. I've got this undiagnosed mental illness, this self-diagnosed panic disorder. I think that like the existence of a lot of these like sub communities. I won't go so far as to say furries, but like otherkin. You guys remember those? People that feel like they're like bodies are human, but their souls are some other kind of animal or fictional character or fantastical beast. You know, I think that a good proportion of the people that practice that are just kind of like young, edgy teenagers that are desperate to be different in a world where different is no longer different. You know what I mean? There is no real counterculture right now. So what is a kid to do? Think about it. What's the counterculture right now? Hip hop. Period. That's it. You know what I mean? And it's at a place where, how do you emulate that? How do you walk into school looking like Post Malone? You know what I mean? Or 21 Savage or some shit. You don't. So where do you turn to feel like you're on the outside, to feel like you're fighting the power, to feel like you're different than your parents? Well, in a society that has just kind of lost that role model, you make things up. How are you different? Like, how can you be different in a world where there's, 32 genders and any kind of sexual arrangement is now so passé that people are bored talking about it? You're gonna clear the block. You just cleared the block. Quack, quack. See, I thought they were birds at first too. Like when I first moved over here, I thought that, see, there's like one dude that's still doing it. See, that's weird to me. They were all doing it a second ago, but there was one dude that had to get the last word in. Isn't that weird? Do you think Squatch is really out there? Yeah, bro. I believe. I want to believe. I want to believe he's there, waiting for all of us. Frogs. Yeah, it might be mating rituals. So they might be like just trying to find a suitable mate out here, or they might be trying to like spook a predator away. There's all kind. I don't really know. I'm sure there's a definitive answer to that question. You're probably right to say mating. It seems like what a frog would spend most of his day doing, trying to get some. They be getting they nut on. Yeah, bro. They be. Hey, Paul, do you remember me from Reddit? I asked if you date a guy or a fan. Not really, bro, but don't be hurt by that. I don't spend a whole lot of time on Reddit, so I kind of vaguely remember there being a thread about me being single, and I answered some questions in it or whatever. So if you were in that, cool. Wait a minute. Are you the dude that asked? Okay, I think I remember you. If memory serves, you like to wear ladies' clothes, right? You're a little femme. Slightly on the femme side of things. It's all coming back to me. Are those gay frogs by chance? I don't know. I do not know. These are not geese. These are frogs. These are frogs. Dinor, come on, buddy. You want inside? You don't like the frogs, huh? Is it the frogs? Go in there. Whatever. Maybe a real Sasquatch was just the fun we've had along the way. Maybe so. Perhaps so. Yeah, I like to wear one's clothing but don't have much money to spend on it. Just like expressing my more feminine side sometimes. Cool. That's dope, dude. I'd have to guess mononucleosis is high on that list. Huh? Oh, did somebody ask the sickest I've ever been? Yeah, that's definitely it. That's it. That's the top. Getting mono as like an older teenager or a young adult is like, you could die. It could kill you. So I was on death's door for like a few weeks, waking up basically to just like, dude, I had such a high fever on it that I have only these really small memories of like this period of like 5 or 6 days. I remember my stepmom and my girlfriend at the time both trying to feed me like broth. Like they would wake me up and I would be so sick that like all I wanted to do was just like lay down and go back to sleep. And they'd be trying to like spoon this like broth into my mouth and shit and get me to drink water. And I was just like, no. And they'd get a couple spoons down me, a couple swallows of water down me. Dude, I have one memory of it that is so disgusting. Just so disgusting. That like it's stuck in my brain forever. So my bed in the room, the room that I kind of convalesced in, which is my bedroom at my dad's house, was in the corner of the room, so kind of pushed up against the wall, right on that side. And I remember waking up at some point when I was sick and having a coughing spasm, like a coughing fit. I woke up to like cough, and I was hacking, and I went, and this glob of like gray, and it was huge, gray, brown, green, yellow phlegm hit the wall and just like, and I was too sick to even care. Like I was too, probably my stepmom or my girlfriend at the time cleaned that up because I was too sick to even care. Like it felt good to hawk it up, and I was like, oh, I can go back to sleep. That's all I remember. I remember them helping me to the bathroom a bunch of times, but I don't ever remember having to go to the bathroom. Does that make sense? I remember them waking me up to like both walk me to the bathroom, and I'm like, and I remember peeing. But I don't ever remember waking up and having to go to the bathroom. How did I get it? I got it from drinking after a girl that had it at a party. I didn't even get it the cool way. Like most people get mono from making out or sleeping with somebody that has it and doesn't know it yet. I got it from sharing a drink at a party with a chick that had it. It sucks, yeah. You can't get mono twice, no. Once you've had it once, you're immune for life, as I understand it. There might be outliers. I might be wrong about that, but that's how it was explained to me. Like once you get mono once and you beat it, you know, you've built up an immunity to it. Right, right, right. Ever broken any bones? Yeah. Broke my arm in 2 places when I was, I want to say like 7 or 8. At the skating rink. I was jamming at the skating rink, and I was racing my cousin. My cousin Amy. She and I had a big skating rivalry. You know, we both were fast. And we could take those corners and like crisscross our legs as we went through the corners and stuff, so it looked all cool. Just like, take it all low. So we were doing that. We were at the skating rink, and we were both just kind of like trying to outskate each other and keeping pace with one another. And we went through the back corners. The first corner was fine, but that back left corner was like bumpy. We used to call it Dead Man's Corner because it had like a bumpy, like it needed to be resurfaced, but the people that owned that ghetto ass skating rink we went to probably didn't want to pay. Probably would have been thousands of dollars to get that resurfaced. So it was just like there was a lump there. And like once you'd skated around a few times, you knew how to avoid it. Well, we were racing, and so I didn't have much room to maneuver. I hit that bump, and I fell. And I kind of hit it, and I went face first, Superman style, and landed on my chest. Well, Amy was skating right next to me when it happened, and my arms went out to kind of stabilize myself in the fall. And as that happened, she rolled over my arm with her skate right here. So it didn't just break my arm once, it broke it in 2 places. So my arm was broken here and here. Well, hold on, let me look. Yeah, that's about right. Maybe a little less. There and there. Right? Because both, you know, a skate has 4 wheels, so it snapped a big chunk of bone out. Well, I remember feeling the pain of that and going, you know, and grabbing my arm and rolling over. And I just got up, and I was like, the first thing I remember doing is like holding my arm up like this and looking at it, and it had like a U-bend in it. Instead of straight like it is now, it was like do 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 do. You know what I mean? I was like, ah! So they took me to the hospital. I had to have the bone reset, which was really painful because it was a double set. So he had to set it once and then set it again and then x-ray it a bunch of times and set it a little more to one side or the other. So that was a whole painful fucking process. They thought they were going to have to put pins in it for a while. But he was able to reset it and cast it up. Yeah, dude, I had everybody sign my cast. Having a cast back in the 80s was the coolest thing, dude. If you had a cast at school, everybody wanted to be your buddy. It was like a ticket straight to the front of the cool line. No social skill required, you know? That's the major bone breakage that I've done. I broke a rib once. I got a really severe respiratory infection. I had this insane bad cough for like days and days and days. And I would cough so hard that I started to weaken. So I broke a rib and got pleurisy. So pleurisy is when, I'm trying to explain it right. So there's meat, there's like muscle and fiber tissue that attach your lungs to your ribs. And pleurisy, part of pleurisy at least, is that it starts to separate. So your lungs you get a tear in that connective tissue. Super fucking painful. But I got a racking cough that was so hard that I broke a fucking rib. So I had to deal with that. And I got to tell you, I remember that being way more painful than the arm. The arm was like a dull ache for a while, and then just like worrying about itching in the cast. You know, that was the worst thing about the arm break. That fucking rib break was horrible. My ex-girlfriend had her lung pop, dude. The craziest shit. Like the most insane shit. She and I were both working at Starbucks at the time, just different stores. And I get this frantic phone call from somebody at her store going like, you need to go to the hospital, you know, your girlfriend like collapsed at work today, grabbed her chest and like passed out and collapsed. And the ambulance just took her away. I was like, what? Like, it's my day off, you know what I mean? I wake up to this. So I just like grab my fucking keys and just drive to the hospital in my fucking pajamas. And by the time I'd gotten there, they had diagnosed her and everything, and they found out that her lung had just deflated. Like, the lining of one of her lungs was weak at some point, and she was working, and it just popped. And her whole lung went like... It's like... Holy shit. Yeah, yes, I do. I do still want to know. I wouldn't have asked earlier if I didn't still want to know. I'll still want to know as long as I don't know. That sounds pretty not good. Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't the best thing that ever happened to me. Probably not the best thing that ever happened to her either. Yeah, Flex Seal can help with stuff like that, I've heard. What's up, boss? Hope you're having a good evening. What's the best thing that has ever happened to you? All right, hold on to that question and remind me of it when I come back, because I want to answer it, but I need to take a quick break. Get in there, Don. You want to be out there or you want to be in here? Get in here. You need to sit in here for a while. Because you're just going to sit at the door and whine to go in. Ow. Shit. Okay. Froggers are having a regular old sock hop down there. Okay. Yeah, they're having a good old time. The Tismites of the woods, yes. They mirror the chat. It was the best thing that happened to me. I don't know. I don't know if I have a grand enough perspective on my own life to answer that question with any honesty. The best thing that ever happened to you. That would mean that you would have to kind of know. Like, hold on one second. There we go. Don't freak out. It's a momentary lapse of stream. We're back. I don't know. What's the best thing that ever happened to me? See, I don't know. I don't know what led to the best amount of opportunity in my life. I don't know what led to the biggest shift in mentality in my life. Those are the things I'd really need to zero in on. I don't know. I don't know, roll out here tonight. Best year of my life? Yeah, see that? I don't know either. I had a lot of good years, man. I had a lot of crazy bad years. I had a lot of good years. Oh. Reet. I watched a video from you and the gang on DP 2 years ago, and the entire first half you're riffing and making voice characters. You were quite energetic, and I feel you've gotten too hard on yourself. What? Excuse me? In 2015 was the best year for me. Oh, good for you. I don't know that 2015 was the best year. Well, maybe it was. I don't know. I just don't know. You're all depressed every stream, it seems like. Dude, I just had a breakup. I'm adjusting to single life after 22 years being in long-term relationships. You don't think I'm due a few depressing streams? I mean, I don't think I've been all that depressed on these streams either. Thank you. To this day, I feel like I'm the only one that enjoyed your Eric the Fed character. Yeah, I think you were too. Paul seems much less stressed now than a year or two ago. I think Paul is handling everything well. I'm doing my best, bro. I'm doing my best. Even if you are depressed on here, we love you for your emotional realism. Oh, thank you. How nice. Emotional realism. That's all you can do. Yeah. I get depressed often, but you got to push through and handle the best one can do. All you can do, especially with clinical depression. I mean, I don't know that that's the case for everybody, but I've found it to be the case for me. I don't know exactly how self-aware I am, man. I'm prone to flights of fancy, just as much as the next guy. For how long is the depression gonna last? Until I fucking keel over and croak, bro. I've had this for as long as I can remember, and I will have it forever, unless they come up with some kind of miracle treatment. And even if they do that, I don't know that I'd go through with it, where they like excise depression out of your brain. Because I gotta be honest with you, I wouldn't be the same dude. I just know it. It's a foundational thing. I read a book, and I've talked about it several times here, that really helped contextualize where I stand on things for me. It's called The Conspiracy Against the Human Race by Thomas Ligotti. And it's basically like an academic kind of book almost about different pessimistic philosophers throughout history and how their pessimistic outlook changed and how it clashed with traditional optimism. And it's kind of a treatise on traditional optimism, too. It makes a lot of broad and sweeping statements about optimists and their mindset. But it gave me kind of a clearer picture of who I was after reading it. And it helped me to kind of understand that people like me have always been around, and people like me are kind of necessary. It's kind of like being a night person. You know what I mean? You heard the term, I'm a night person, or I'm a morning person. Well, it turns out that actually exists. It's actually a scientifically backed basis for that. There have been studies done on quote-unquote night people, and they are found to thrive at night much more than they do it during the day. I look at pessimism in the same way. Night people are a check and a balance on the optimistic day people. You know? Night people and pessimism, it almost goes hand in hand with me. Now, I've gravitated towards night people all my life, and let me tell you, I've never found a sing-song optimist among one of them. Now, that's anecdotal. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm not saying that there aren't night people out there that just love their fucking lives. But let me tell you, in my experience, night people tend to be pessimists. There's a connection. At the very least, cynics. Like, people like me and us, really, because you guys sit here and listen to this, and some of you purport to agree with the things that I say. We're necessary. We're a check and a balance. We're a check and a balance on blind optimism. We're here to shake the tree a little bit and go, wait, what are you doing? Maybe the worst will happen. And when it does, we're there to crow about being right. Serves a purpose. Definitely more pessimistic in the sense I know I will probably be one way, but I hope it will go the other way. Well, I mean, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen to you, dude. I'll just tell you straight up. You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Hope you had a better day than I, my friend. I probably did. You guys were moving today. That must have been a fucking nightmare. But hey, you made it through, Chels. Woo! You survived another one. I was talking with a friend about that recently, about how the little victories count. It's a very optimistic sentiment coming on the heels of revealing that I'm a night person, a pessimist. There's some truth to it, though. The little victories count in your life. Ooh, got some lightning coming in. We had a big-ass lightning storm roll through earlier, and it looks like there might be another one out there on the horizon. Cool. You might not be where you want to be now, but at least you're not where you were. Yeah, there you go. Wherever you go, there you are. And other philosophical platitudes by your host, Paul's Ego. Can you turn off that background noise? Yeah. Spider-Man, turn off the dark. Uh-oh. The dreaded low power mode warning has kicked in. That means that the ill-fated time has arrived. Do I do a few more minutes and call it a night? Reasonable. Or do I go and do another, like, hour or so on the desktop? Well, we have options. Desktop, 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 desktop. I could just get a charger, but nah. The frogs are starting to give me the fear. I do have a laptop I could use too, but nah. We'll desktop it up. All right, well, there's no need to belabor the point now that I've made my mind up, I guess. So I will see you guys in like 5 or 10 minutes. If you want to still hang, there will be another stream. So if you're liking what we're doing, then just keep your eyeballs on the channel. YouTube is dog shit about notifying people, so see you in a sec.